In this video, I'm going to show you the basics of MPC LIVE's projects, sequences, tracks, and programs. Check it out. What's up everybody, my name is Stratton, helping you create music, and on this channel, I do setup videos, tutorials, and how-tos, just like this one. So welcome back to the MPC Live series. So in this series, I'm breaking down the MPC Live. In the previous videos, I went over all the hardware, all the buttons, all the inputs and outputs. So in this video, I'm going to actually get in there and kind of build the concepts of what a project is, what sequences are, what tracks are, what programs are. So that way when we're actually trying to get in there and build a beat, we know what these concepts are, so we can actually utilize these concepts in a productive manner and go ahead and build a song using these concepts. Okay, so when you turn on your MPC Live, you have to get into a project. Now you can basically create as many projects as you want, and the amount that you can create is just limited to how much storage you have. So the basic building block of any song on the MPC is a sequence, and the sequences are building blocks to song. So you can have up to 128 sequences per project. So basically you can have one sequence be the intro, one sequence be the chorus, one sequence be a bridge, one sequence be a break, one sequence be a verse, one sequence be an outro. You can have up to 128 of these, and you can build a song out of these individual sequences. All right, so within a sequence, the basic building blocks of sequences are tracks. You have two different types of tracks. You have MIDI tracks and you have audio tracks. So you can have up to 128 MIDI tracks inside of a sequence, and you can have up to 8 audio tracks inside of a project. Okay, so your MIDI tracks are sequence to sequence, and your audio tracks are basically, you get 8 for the whole project. Now keep in mind, I'm talking about standalone here. We're talking about the standalone MPC. If you were on the software, you could actually have 128 audio tracks, but most of the things I'm talking about is going to be in standalone mode. So your MIDI tracks are made up of programs. Your audio tracks just contain audio files. All right, so if you look here, these are all the different types of programs that you can have for your MIDI track. You can have a drum program, you can have a key group program, you can have a clip program, you can actually have a MIDI program, a CV program, and a plugin program. Now the CV and plugin are not available for MPC Live standalone. You need to have an MPC-X to access the CV programs, and you need to be connected in controller mode to access the plugin programs. All of these different types of programs use MIDI data to sequence the sounds. So that's why they're called MIDI tracks, because it's using MIDI data. And as I was saying, audio tracks simply use audio files. The MIDI tracks are per sequence. Your audio tracks are per project. So an example of this is you might have a drum program on MIDI track 1 in sequence 1, but in sequence 2, track 1 might be a key group. So when you're working on your sequences, you're probably going to make several sequences for a project. And once you do that, you can string those sequences together in a row to make a song. All right, so you can go into song mode and use maybe sequence 1 to go into sequence 2 to go into sequence 3, and it will play those sequences consecutively in a song. There's one other concept I want to talk about that's important to understanding your projects, and that's the sample pool. So any audio that you have in your project is going to go into your sample pool. So for example, if you load a drum program, all the samples of that drum program are going to be in the sample pool. Another example is if you record an audio track, that audio that you recorded on that audio track will be in the sample pool. So the drum program, key group programs, clip programs, they all use samples, and your audio tracks use samples, and they're all contained within the sample pool. So you can actually load a sample from the drum program into an audio track, or you can load a sample that's in your audio track into your key group or a clip program or a drum program. So basically any audio that you have in your sample pool can be used for any of these items. Okay, so I hope that this diagram is helpful, because I think it's important to understand these concepts. That way, when you're in there and you're actually making your beat, you have an idea of what you're actually doing and what you're actually using. These are the actual tools that you're using in the MPC. All right, you're using projects. You have to have a project loaded to do anything. You're using sequences within the project. You're using tracks to build sequences, and you have two different types of tracks. You have your MIDI tracks, and you have your audio tracks. And these tracks, like I said, build your sequences, And your sequences, they build your song. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this section right here. I'm gonna cover this more in a different video. But if you look here, this is where your projects are loaded in. If you click that, you can save it here, or you can go to new project. It's gonna ask you if you wanna save it. And then, here's the screen that you get whenever you turn on your MPC. So down here it says empty project or user template, or you have your demos. All right, so if you just, click any demo in here, it doesn't matter. All right, right there, you're gonna have your project at the top. You're gonna have your sequence here, and you can scroll through that. You get 128 of those. You get your tracks here, you get 128 of those, and you got your programs right there, okay? And yeah, these are the building blocks. And really fast, if you go here and tap on song, this is your song mode, so this is where you would put all your sequences, and you can save your songs right there. You can have 32 different songs. So if you wanted to make different variations of a song and and hear what it sounds like, you can make up to 32 different songs right there, And like I say, I will go into all of this more in detail. I really just want to explain these concepts so that way when I move on to the different videos and the different tutorials, you know what I'm doing. You have these basic concepts in your head, and it's not like mysterious what I'm doing. You can follow along and actually build your skill set with these videos. All right, so there you go. That's the basic concepts of the MPC Live. So now whenever I do the future tutorials, you have an idea of what projects are, what sequences are, what tracks are, what programs are. So that way in the future videos, you could follow along with no problem. You have those ideas and concepts. This video is a part of a video series, so go ahead and click right there and you can catch up on the other videos if you haven't seen those. And subscribe below for the future videos that I put out in the series. And if you hit the bell icon, it will notify you when I come out with the new videos. And I appreciate everybody's support in the comments and the likes and the shares. That really helps motivate me to make the future videos. So the more you guys support me, the more motivated I am to actually continue making these. So I do appreciate that. Again, thanks for watching this. My name is Matthew. Continue to create, and I'll see you in the next video.